good evening all. It is 6:30 on Monday, October 23. This is our committee of the whole meeting. We have a couple things we'll take for our consent agenda just a couple discussion things. If we get to consent agenda, we will, otherwise we'll pick it to the 7 o'clock. I'm going to invite, we have on our docket tonight, item 10D is a resolution 23-688 for an industrial facilities, get my wording properly on this. We've done these before. It's basically for Specialty Tooling Systems Group. You have the packet in your group, or in your, let me start this again. You have the sheet in your packet. Boy, this is a rough one. Well, I've been gone for a week and a half.
It's a resolution.
Thank you.
For a certificate
Industrial
for a 198.
Facilities Exemption Certificate under Michigan Public Act 198. Now we've restarted the meeting. Thank you. So, Specialty Tooling Systems, longtime employer in the city of Walker. Andy Johnson, the CFO, is here, and I'll actually invite him up to the microphone to give a little bit of background on the new building and so forth here. But you know, this has for us been a longtime employer, multiple businesses within the city under the same umbrella. This is going to be 165 new jobs into the city, I believe overall here, and 85 prior to that. So I guess I'm probably stealing some of your thunder, but just we're excited as all get out about the new building there. So the floor is yours, Mr. Johnson.
All right. I don't know how much you have in your package. I don't want to.
Actually, the packet that you submitted, the signatures in the background, everything is there. And is that microphone, is that turned on by chance? Is it? Okay, perfect.
Is it? Okay.
All right, good to go.
Okay.
Yep. So any background you wanted to share on the project, if there's anything that's from a high level that would be of interest to the commission,
Okay.
As we deliberate this tonight.
Okay. So on a high level, you know, you mentioned Tooling Systems Group. The application is actually from Specialty Tooling Systems, which is a member of the Tooling System Group collaborative that we created back in, I think it's been 19 years for any of those that were involved when the Tool and Die Renaissance Zone was created during those days. So that's when we actually created the collaborative, which consists of 13 separate operating companies. And they all have some synergies. They relate to each other. There's some common ownership. There's a thread throughout the whole group. But this particular company, STS, or Specialty Tooling Systems, is an automation company, meaning that, what does that mean? So in general, our companies make the part that makes the part. So we have tool and die companies, and they make the tooling that stampers use to actually put into the presses and then stamp out the actual parts that go onto your vehicle. Well, when all these parts are stamped out, they are assembled into an assembly. So whether it's the frame of your vehicle, assembly for the roof, side assemblies or seat assemblies, but there's various parts that get assembled together. Once upon a time, those were all done manually. Today, those are all done with what we call an automated cell. So that would be a cell that's made up of robots and all types of electronic controls, equipment, and they take these various parts, and it goes through a process where they're assembled in some fashion, whether it's welded, it could be they're just bolted together, sometimes there's machining steps that go through, but it's all an automated process, and that's what Specialty Tooling System does. So STS has been in, they actually started off at ATS out in Alpine Township, probably for the first 2 or 3 years of their existence, and most of the companies in the group were all started within. We didn't go out and buy another company. We created a new company. Drew Boersma, who's the common thread throughout the group, he would take on a partner then that would run these companies, and STS was one of those companies that started back in, I believe, 99. So this is their 24th year. And they've had challenges along the way, but we continue to meet them head on to where we are today, where we've grown. Again, just in the last 10 years, from probably a $6 million company that we're targeting somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 million the next 3 years. And so we've gone from a small little company that went from Alpine at ATS to a building in Waldorf Court, to the building that they're at on 3 Mile and Wilson, expanded that building. And there's still room to expand that building a little bit farther, but not enough for the growth that we've gone after. So we play primarily in the automotive industry, which is, for anybody, I don't know what everybody does, but automotive is a very challenging industry. Sometimes we ask ourselves why we play there, but we understand it. This is what we do. You know, the goal is to continue to grow the companies, create jobs. Drew Boersma takes a lot of pride in that. So he and his brother-in-law started the very first company, which was ATS back in, this was the 40th year, so in '83. And so it's grown from him and his brother to today. Group-wise, we have about 750 employees. And so and that's just kind of our goal, is continue to grow where we see opportunities, and this is one of those opportunities. So we're not moving from a building. This building that we're building on Fruit Ridge, it's a roughly 200,000 square foot building to go along with the existing building, which is, I think, 70,000 square feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we're adding to that, and in addition, which is not on the application that I submitted, but we're also building an additional roughly 50,000 square foot building on the same site where the 200,000 square foot building is. So, so we got a big mouth to feed coming up, but as our salespeople, as we talk to them, we remind them of what their task is now. So that's kind of a broad view. I don't know if that's too much, not enough. If there's questions, I guess.
Perfect. No, thank you, Ms. Johnson. Commissioners, questions for Andy? All right. Now I think just when we look at this, obviously it's a very competitive market for municipalities, and we're grateful you just continue to invest year after year, decade after decade within the city. You've been a great partner with the city, and I think on behalf of all of us cannot be more grateful. That being said, I don't see any questions. Can I get a quick straw vote? 7 o'clock, come right to left. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Commissioner Gilbert. Commissioner Babcock, good. We're good. We're going to let you go for the night, so I won't need you at 7. We will be doing a public hearing for anybody wishing to speak on the topic, but it sounds barring some material thing, which we know you well enough. I don't think that's going to be an issue, you know, that would change 7 o'clock. So we should, we'll be good for the rest of the evening, and then with the understanding too, you're going to be coming in front of us with the addition, the 50,000 square foot addition.
Correct.
At some point in the near future.
You got it.
So we're grateful for the jobs and the investment in the community. And, you know, when you look at this, I think the number I had was a nearly $20 million investment all in with everything. It's pretty significant, so.
It is. So
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
appreciate the support from
Yeah.
the city. You guys have been great partners to us, and it's been a good ride.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you.
Yep. All right, next on the list, for the 6:30 committee of the whole, let's invite our Public Works Director up. When he's done, steal that pen. Mr. Postma, come on up.
I just had to tell him that I worked at ATS before I came here. So, and I
The
know
question
Drew
is, if
Kirk-
Andy if they let you get away and come here, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was a long
That's
time
all
ago.
good.
Long,
Thanks, Andy.
long time ago. So
Good stuff.
I'm up here for 426 agreement, again, with the County Road Commission in the state of Michigan. So in 2017, we took over maintenance, winter maintenance on M45 and M11. So over the years, now going on the 7th year, things have going good. Again, we just raised the prices. We go C rate on the trucks, add 3% for our operator with benefits, wages, and then we get a handling fee for the salt and overhead of 17%. So it's been going good. The last track record over the years, oh shoot, forgot my glasses. I got another pair right here. So the first year was 21,000, and then the next year was 41,000, and 11,000, 19,000, and 40,000 and 53 is what we billed on the last years. The contract says up to 150, but we never reached that point. So, it works well with our trucks. Our trucks are on the road. Usually what happens is we get started on the M roads and then we split off and split the south in half, which is south of Lake Michigan Drive. So it's been a good agreement, good thing. We always work with the state and the county good on collaborating on this. So just asking for your blessing on that. So.
Commissioners, questions for Gary on the agreement, renewal of the agreement? I think one of the things, going back to Steve Warren's retirement ceremony we attended, and this is just one of these things that of all the municipalities and things in the area that just, I think we, with a sense of pride, value the relationship. This continued agreement, it works. It saves our taxpayers money, quite frankly. In all fairness, the trucks are here. We can get the roads cleared a little bit quicker. And it's not that they're doing not as good a job. It's just we're here and we know them and have a system and it works. So this is ever since we started, this has done nothing but give us very positive returns year after year. So
Yep.
I'm being positive on that. Commissioners, any questions or concerns? Are we, can I come left to right this time? Good at the 7 o'clock?
I'm good. Gary's good. I'm
Good,
good.
good.
Okay.
You want to bolt?
No, I got a couple things just
Oh,
to
that's
let
right.
you
You have
know.
other things to share.
Yeah, other things, a few other things to
Yes.
share. So the soccer field project is going to start hopefully tomorrow. We've had some other projects delayed because of weather, but.
And this is
we're-
the drainage improvements.
Yep, this is the drainage improvements on the upper field, so that should be getting going. And then, we had 3 guys participate in the night out with Kennewick Hill Schools.
Oh, I saw the pictures
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah, we
That's
had a
neat.
table out there and we knew we hit it out of the ballpark because Mitch was mad because our table looked better than his. So I'll just tell you that. So Jake, Ben, and Jason did a great job out there. So just heads up on that. And then our paving program, we were supposed to have Alpine started today, but weather pushed them back. So we're kind of playing the weather game with Woodland Paving on at least getting Alpine, and the other stuff will get pushed back till next spring. So Hall Street, and that will probably be done next spring. So just
I
a
think for
heads
the
up on
third
that.
ward commissioners, the Hall Street, thank you for seeing that through.
Yep.
Is something that'll be nice
Yep.
to get done. Gotten a little bumpy down there.
Yep. And one last thing is October 11, we had the rodeo, which was out in Norton Shores.
This is unsolicited, by the way, for the record.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was.
just want to let the
Yeah.
commissioners know that, all right.
Okay, this was, so on that date, our crew goes out, we participate in the rodeo with 2 drivers, and then there's educational purposes. But I was at a meeting a couple weeks before the rodeo, and the mayor got a challenge from John O'Connor from Grand Rapids, that he was participating, and he wanted to beat our mayor. So I
In the
came,
celebrity division, yes.
yeah, in the
I'm
celebrity.
hoping Commissioner O'Connor's watching this at his home right now, but
So I passed that on, and Mayor Carey participated in that and won. So he has a little bragging rights, but we also do have a trophy for you that, you know.
oh, you did this to me.
What's that?
Oh, the mailbox. The mailbox is coming out. For our residents in the audience, just please humor us, so.
Here's the trophy that you get. Put his name on it. So I'll just set that up.
Why, thank you. And with all due respect, Commissioner O'Connor, he did a very nice job driving. He is one of my favorite elected officials in the area. However, he did not win, so I just want to point that out.
So we want to thank you for participating. So I don't know if you're gonna,
I'm
like,
going back into retirement
I was
after
gonna
this
say
year.
Tom Brady on us, or come back out, or, you know.
I think 3 times the name up there is probably enough, so.
That's
we're
good.
Yeah, 3 times winner, Commissioner Gilbert won it 1 year, and our former clerk won it 1 year, so we did
And we've had a number of runner-ups as well, so
yeah.
it's, we,
maybe before they did that. Yeah.
we do, but I wanna say this to, all of us get a little bit of coaching.
yeah.
Every driver up there, if they have any mind, to actually get some coaching. It is just, to me, incredibly gratifying to ride with the guys, you know, back there, and, Jack just did a awesome job coaching. Might have yelled at me while I was actually driving. Yelled at me for the record because I was going to miss the green cones, and I had to knock those over to actually get the extra points. So we have a phenomenal crew that actually, year after year does really well in their own divisions and stuff. But their ability to teach, and these are the ones, if you've not done a ride along with one of the snow plows and ridden with them at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's whiteout conditions, you can't get a healthy enough respect for what they go through. And just going through this, it's a small little thing just to show the support that, hey, we're there for you and appreciate all the work you do. But it just reminds me of how good they are at because you watch them go through the big person's course, as I would call it, not the celebrity driver's course, but the big person's course. They're pretty darn good.
Yep, they are. They're good operators, you bet. So we appreciate the support, and the invitation stands for anybody that wants to ride.
Yep.
Let me know, and we can schedule something out this winter, so.
Yep.
But,
Good stuff. I did not know that was coming. Thank you for bringing that out. I'll have the camera zoom in on for Commissioner O'Connor. Yeah, exactly.
you want it in the middle, I'll put it in the middle. So,
Oh, good.
all right,
Everything else is good out back right now, and
everything's great.
we're getting stocked up on salt and ready
Yeah.
to. Hate to acknowledge it, but it's coming.
70-degree tomorrow, and 2 weeks later, we could have snow, right? Who
Yeah,
knows?
exactly.
So,
Good
see what
stuff.
happens.
All right, cool.
All right,
Thanks so much, Gary.
you
Appreciate it.
bet. Thank you.
All right, it is, we're doing good on time here, 6:46. I will turn left to our city manager and swing left to right tonight. Thanks again, Gary.
Let's see, just have one other resolution on the agenda for 10C, and that's our annual ask for being exempted out of PA 152. That's our health insurance exemption that we ask for every year. So same thing, our rates were very competitive again this year. They went up about 7%, which is not too bad. We'll see what happens next year, but again, we're asking for approval of the resolution to continue to exempt our employees from the hard cap, which was more of a burden on them these days, so.
And I think in the day and age too of employee retention, it's one of those things that we're gonna spend it one area or another. This is probably the most strategic one, and I think the rate increases of 7% across the board have been, that national average right now, so.
Yeah, pretty fortunate, so.
Yep.
Thanks to the benefit team and our employee committee for combing through that stuff, and every year they're doing a phenomenal job, so.
Nice to see
Good
too,
stuff.
the wellness program with everybody paying off, so.
Yep.
All right, anything else?
Nope, nothing else I have that I can think of right now.
Okay. And if they're not, does everybody have their prox card, or the cards? Okay, good.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Mr. Assistant City Manager.
Well, good evening. Just one item for you folks. We're moving into the review, the official review and potential approval of our new zoning ordinance. So I know Planning Commission got kind of an early look at that, and I talked to Paula this afternoon about getting that posted onto our website. So it will be under a top news story, and that will be a link to a page where the draft code will be, and we'll update the draft code as we go forward. And there'll also be some explanatory material about what's going on, what's the process, how many reviews will be done, public hearings, those kind of things. So there's not a lot of, one of the things that we really need to hone in, I think, is on what's new and what's unchanged. And so the presentation that you'll see on November 15th, which will be a joint, it's a planning commission meeting, but it'll be a joint working session. City Commission, ZBA, and DDA will be invited. Obviously, November 15th is going to restrict some people being there, but this will be a work session with a presentation for everyone to see the new code in draft form. And we'll call out, here's what's carrying over. It's just being reformulated to be easier to read and find things in. And then here's what's potentially new. So we'll call out those two differences. And that the joint meeting will be on November 15th, and hopefully this week we will get that new draft zoning code out, and Paula will let everybody know. So that's the main item for this time.
Okay.
That's enough. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner DeShane?
I just wanted to thank DPW and the crew for the work that's going on with Remembrance and Kinney. I take that route every day, twice a day, and it's been very fairly seamless. I mean, I haven't seen anybody too upset about it, nor have I gotten many calls on it, and I know that it's progressing very quickly and very nicely from what I see with traffic flow. So kudos to everybody. I know that that's not a pleasant thing, and it can be kind of confusing, but it seems to have been so far so good, orchestrated very well.
Awesome, thank you. Nothing, Commissioner Chase. Commissioner Groders.
I had the opportunity to go to the Michigan Municipal League conference this last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was really one of the best ones I've ever been to, and I would like to encourage everyone to try to put maybe next year's on your calendar. It's going to be at Mackinac Island. But this year's presenters were exceptional, and I would be confident that they will do as well again next year. It's a great opportunity to meet other elected officials from all over the state in the UP, just all different areas, and just a really good opportunity to be able to network and bounce ideas off and hear what other people are doing. So I don't know the exact dates, but I believe it is again in October, and I can get those dates out just so you could maybe put them on your calendars. And I think that is all.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for representing the city there. Commissioner Babcock.
Just a quick shout out to the Parks and Rec Department. My son just finished up fall soccer. They did a fantastic job. The last game was pushed. Last weekend was a little too windy and rainy. This weekend was just rain, which is fun for kids to play in the rain. But one of the refs that we had on my son's game was incredible. So I made sure Michelle knew that he did a great job. So
That's a tough job.
it is.
nowadays.
It's
That's
a very
really
and he
tough
was
job.
he was amazing. He coached those kids and really helped them out. And yeah, it was really cool to see.
Awesome. Good, thank you. Commissioner Gilbert.
We had a planning commission meeting on Wednesday, and we did get an update on the zoning ordinance rewrite process. Paula sent us some documents, but I think that probably there will be a full set of documents that will go out to this group as well. I will give the same encouragement here that I gave at the planning commission level, that everyone please take a look at that information. Really focus in on what's new and what's changed. Try to identify any pain points. Make sure to use our city staff as a resource to help you in that review so that we can make sure that we're addressing anything for the future, to make sure that we do not run into future situations where there are items in our ordinance that we really don't feel belong there. So that's the first thing. We did approve an expansion of universal spiral air in my part of town, near where West River Drive would intersect with 3 Mile if it were there. So just for some point of reference. And then finally, we had a proposal from Vista 45 for the industrial portion of their project, which was tabled pending the completion of the review of our master plan. So that process is incredibly important in making sure that we are very diligent and judicious in our review of what our master plan looks like and what our intentions are for the future of not only that site, but all of the others impacted by the sections that we'll review is incredibly important. And I encourage you all to be very involved, very intentional, and continue to think even now about what you want that future to look like. I think Commissioner Groders mentioned before the meeting, but what the future of the city will look like, not 10 or 20 years from now, but 100 years from now. So that's the work that we're all tasked with doing, and I think it's incredibly important that we work to get that right now.
Well said. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. So we're about 2 weeks away from the November 7th special election. Equipment testing has been successfully completed. We did hold the public accuracy testing in here on October 12th. Went well. We had one person come, and she comes, I think the last few that I've been to, and she asks wonderful questions. It's good to see people come in and get involved with that portion. As a reminder, some of the precincts have been consolidated. We have sent letters to those people that are affected by the consolidation, as well as emails, and we do plan to send another email out prior to the election, probably late next week. I do want to just remind Walker residents, the only thing on our ballot is the KDL millage. We've had a number of phone calls in our office in reference to a proposal that is on Alpine Township's ballot. Walker is not involved with that. We do not have that on our ballots, just the KDL millage. And then polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on election day. And then regarding business licensing, all business licenses do expire December 31st, and renewal forms and applications will start going out next week to those businesses.
One thing on the consolidation of the precincts, over communication on social media, I'm sure has already been planned, okay?
Yep.
Because you know what's gonna happen.
And we will also post notices on the doors of the precincts that have moved.
The appropriate
So,
signage out there,
yep,
perfect.
yep.
That's awesome. And then, what was the one before the business licenses on your list?
The polls being open and
Oh,
the
proposal, thank you.
proposal, yeah.
Yes. I would be remiss if I didn't share that that's something really important for Kent District Library, and it does, have some influence on us with our new library as well. So we just encourage the commissioners, as they feel appropriate, to promote said millage. Just it's something that we're gonna need to continue to grow this library. So, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Deb, do you want to mention the drop boxes?
Yes, we do have 2 drop boxes now. We've got them installed, it's been over about a month now. So there is a drop box at the fire station on 3 Mile, fire station number 3, and then also a new drop box at City Hall next to the post office boxes. So there's 4 boxes now. There's the green drop box for any City Hall material, 2 post office boxes, and then one that's just for election materials.
Perfect. Cool, thank you. Couple of things. I did 2 business shout outs here. We've got a few more minutes. The first was recognizing Walker Car Wash. It is their 40th year. Plan on getting down this week and surprising them with a little proclamation recognizing 40 years in business, veteran-owned, family-owned, same folks, same family for 40 years now, and they've made as many down there, Walker Roadhouse, Double Dip, you think down all the way down to Sobeys, and just there's been a lot of investment in that corridor down there, and that's just a neat thing to see. So 40 years recognizing them in the Walker community. Next is, I'm sure many of you saw the viral post about the dog that was hit, that was taken in at Dr. Kelly's clinic down the street. We have a couple of just outstanding veterinarians, Dr. Schmidt on 3 Mile, who started out with Dr. Kelly way back in the day, and then Dr. Kelly's clinic, and they're doing free microchipping, I believe it is this Saturday. I would anticipate it's going to be rather busy down there for that, but just, giving them a recognition too. He's been in business a little over 50 years as well now, and it's just been just an incredibly strong business, very community giving focused down there as well. So there's some stuff out there on social media, and I believe we've shared it from the city's web pages as well, just helping promote the microchipping for the pets. It allows us, when our public safety get called and there's a lost dog or something, and somehow we get involved with it, just makes it that much easier, obviously, to get the pet to its proper owners. Last 2 things I had on the list were just resolution appointments for tonight. I had asked Commissioner Groders attends, for whatever reason, she wants to come to a 7:30 meeting in the morning, is very religiously at the DDA meetings, and has been very active providing feedback and thoughts at those meetings. I'd ask her to serve as an alternate because she's at those meetings. Ask her to serve as an alternate when I can't be there due to business travel or otherwise. So that's the reason behind that appointment on 23-685. And then 23-686 is the appointment of Bethany Stover to the Community Engagement Committee. Ms. Stover is actually not only a resident of the city here in the 2nd Ward, she also works at a business, Triangles Associates, on 3 Mile as well, and has been active in a lot of the community events, as Triangle has been incredibly supportive, one of our major sponsors. They might have representation in our audience even this evening tonight, but that being said, the appointment is to have Ms. Stover actually join the Community Engagement Committee. That will give us a very full roster there, allow for any of the transition and maybe attendance, things that have come up in the past. So that being said, that's the why behind those resolutions. So commissioners, any thoughts, questions on those? All right, seeing none, my phone says 7 o'clock. So it is 7 o'clock. We'll call the regular city commission meeting to order. I actually have the honor of invocation this evening to lead us in Pledge of Allegiance. So good evening, Officer Starr. I'd like to invite everybody to join their head in prayer with us. Heavenly Father, as we assemble here this evening, we come before you in gratitude and humility. We thank you for the gift of our community and the opportunities it brings. Please grant us strength and wisdom to make the right decisions, as well as compassion for one another as we work to do your will. We ask for the continued watch over all those who go into harm's way in service to our community and our country. May we leave here later this evening having served in the way you want us to. We ask these things in your great name. Amen. I'd like to invite everybody to stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. If I could ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Mayor Carey,
Present.
Commissioner Gilbert. Present. Commissioner Babcock. Commissioner Groders.
Present?
Commissioner Chase. Commissioner DeShane.
All right, next on the list is a item Commissioner Burke is absent this evening. Like to ask for approval of his absence with support, please.
So moved.
Support.
Gilbert, Commissioner DeShane, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Next on the list is approval of minutes from the October 9th, 2023 meeting. Are there any questions on said minutes? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Commissioner Chase, Commissioner Babcock, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Next, I'd like to have a motion to open the public hearing to discuss any input from the public on an industrial facilities exemption certificate. This is an application for Specialty Tooling Systems Incorporated. We heard from Andrew Johnson, the Chief Financial Officer of STS, at the 6:30 Committee of the Whole meeting. May I please have a motion to open the public hearing along with support?
Motion to open the public hearing.
Commissioner
Support.
Gilbert, Commissioner Groders. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. The public hearing is open. Anybody wishing to speak on the public hearing on the Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate for Specialty Tooling Systems, Inc., is welcome to come forward and approach the podium right now. Officer Starr, nothing? All right, we'll let you pass. Seeing no public wishing to speak on this, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Commissioner Chase, Commissioner DeShane, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, the public hearing is now closed. Next is public comment on any agenda items only. Going once, going twice. All right, next is the consent agenda. We have two items. One is the expenditures in the amount of $1,507,607.64. The second is the continuation of the multi-jurisdictional winter maintenance program that we heard from Gary Postma, our Public Works Director, at 6:30. Is there any questions on the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Chase?
Support.
Commissioner Groders. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you all. Next is Resolution 23-685. Just discussed this at the Committee of the Whole meeting. This is the appointment of Commissioner Melanie Groders as alternate to the Downtown Development Authority. Any questions on that resolution? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Commissioner DeShane, Commissioner Babcock, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Resolution 23-685 is passed. Next is Resolution 23-686, is the appointment of Bethany Stover to the Community Engagement Committee. Is there any questions on said appointment? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support as well.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Chase,
I'll support.
Mr. Babcock, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Next is Resolution 23-687, is a Public Act 152 exemption. Our city manager covered that at the 6:30 Committee of the Whole meeting regarding medical benefits and city employees. Is there any other questions or discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Commissioner DeShane, Commissioner Groders, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you, Commissioners. Next is Resolution 23-688, and this is for the industrial facilities exemption certificate for specialty tooling systems that we just discussed. Is there any other discussion or question on said resolution? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
So moved.
Support.
Commissioner Gilbert, Commissioner Babcock in support. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, thank you. Next is item 11A is the ordinances 23-673, second reading to amend Chapter 94, Article 2 of the Code of Ordinances to add a new section 94-40 to impose a temporary moratorium on the issuance of any licenses or other similar approvals for designated properties. This is our second reading on said ordinance. Is there any questions or dialogue on the ordinance? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I will make.
Commissioner Babcock,
Support.
Commissioner Groders, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Next is any other public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. Anything, folks? Good to go? All right. All right. Next is Commissioner City Manager comments. We'll go around one more time. Madam Clerk? Commissioner Gilbert, Babcock, Commissioner Groders, Commissioner Chase, you just all want to get out of here for Monday Night Football. All right. Okay, that being said, I entertain a motion for approval. Actually, one other thing too, we probably should take this out. December, our second meeting would fall on Christmas. We probably should get this out of the way now. We probably should look at probably the 4th and the 18th for meetings. Instead of doing back-to-back weeks, just gives us 2 weeks maybe to rack. So could we, I would throw out to the group, we'd need a motion and then support as well to make the meetings in December. It would be December, it's the 4th, 11th, and 18th, and the 25th is a Monday.
Frank,
And then
did we though, however, with the zoning ordinance, when we were planning all those last meetings, plan on the 11th and the 18th for those to make it work?
And we could go the 11th, 18th.
I thought that was a discussion that we had when we were trying to plan those last meetings, that we needed it the 11th and the 18th to make it fit with
That's a
it.
good point. I think we're talking
Because we
about
needed
11 and
the,
18.
because we needed the planning commission on the 6th to then move us to the 11th.
Oh,
That's a good catch.
So,
good call out.
Good catch.
All right.
Do we want to just put this as like an agenda item for next meeting, just so we can verify those dates and make sure that we pick the right two?
Yeah, that's fine. Good with that?
That's fair.
Could I ask our city managers to make sure that we cross Ts and dot Is there? Thank you for the catch. Yeah,
No, that's a good catch, Alina.
yeah. Yeah, I just happened to look earlier and I thought that's our 4th Monday of the month, so. All right, we've got that. Anything else for the good of the order? The audience, any going once, going twice? All right, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Groders beat you to that one, and Commissioner
I'll
DeShane,
support.
support.
I'll
All those in
support.
favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, we stand adjourned.